Good morning. Our town has plenty. Our viewer, our listener, our follower, what else are we? Viewer, listener, follower, reader. Sharer. Yeah, but I don't know. I've no idea.
All human experience is summated, isn't it? In this brand.
It is in this brand. Our brand. I hate the word, but here we are. We're Wednesday morning, and we're in the town, and our town has plenty. As we know, I'm going to pull up this little nonsense. As
very
we
nice.
know,
Yeah,
I know.
I like the
It's
colours.
good, isn't
I like
it?
the colours. It's
Aren't
really
they?
joyful.
They are.
Yeah.
They're really joyful. I love the joy, and that was why we chose them. Sorry, Rack, I've just clunked something. I do apologise. He's going to tell me off. Who are we? We are Our Town Has Plenty. Patsy Solanki.
And Chris Connelly.
Chris Connelly. So we're guesting today. We've got Chris on board, which is handy.
Chris, you're not looking quite as colourful.
I look very grey, don't I? But I'm reconciled to being that kind of John Major of the interview chair. So that is my role, isn't it?
Maybe next time you put a bit more
there we
effort
go.
in.
A cravat.
He didn't get the memo, bless him.
No, but if I do Technicolor badly, it will kind of wash out my already, ghost-like kind of body. So seriously,
You're trying to blend into the
I normally wear
background.
all blue, and I thought grey was.
Yes.
I thought
Blue.
grey was
You're normally a
bold,
blue,
but there we are.
Grey's.
Grey's like porridge, but anyway.
That's when you're in good company. I'm in grey.
It was to match, isn't it? Absolutely.
Well done.
It's complementary. So who are we? So we're. This is who we are, obviously. But Our Town Has Plenty. What are we?
Are we the voice? Are we a voice that talks up the town? Are we a voice that shares the goodness?
Yeah.
Are we?
There's enough bad news out there, isn't there?
Yeah, we're a bugle for joy.
A bugle for joy. I love that. Loving that.
We need it as well, don't we?
Yeah.
We live in stark times.
We do. We live in quite. They're quite difficult times, I think. Interesting. We've gone from the Chinese interesting times into. We're wading through it at the moment, but we are here to bring out. We like to come into buildings and go inside buildings and film buildings and talk to people who are in buildings to bring them out into the community. So we're in one very special one today. I'm so thrilled to be here,
Oh, you're welcome.
I asked Emma some while ago, I can't remember, back in the day of the, I came here for the jazz festival. I'd never been in this building, and I've lived here for 43 years.
Wow.
Never been inside.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued. As we're going to introduce you in 1 second, but I was intrigued by standing outside and watching hordes of mothers and fathers with pushchairs going all the way around the block, and I'm like, what are they doing in there? And it really piqued my interest. And it was like, what is happening? And so here we are at HTH Church in the middle of the town, in the America ground. So that building you walk past as you're popping to Barnaby's, or you're going to French's, or you're buying something in substance for Jack in the Green and face paint, or you're popping into Trinity Whole Foods, as I do every month to get my toothpaste and other stories.
Or the library.
Or the
behind
library,
us.
thank you.
The new bookshop that's
Take out
coming.
the
Yes.
new bookshop.
Maker and Baker.
Maker and
Hanushka,
Baker.
we've got Stooge.
Yeah.
Heliotic, there's so
Yes.
much.
Tattoos.
Yes.
We could have
Whatever you
everything.
want
Yes.
is here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But you're right in the middle of the town, and I think it was so nice for us to come inside this building to take it outside so people can see what happens inside. So we have in our lovely hot chairs today, this morning, Sarah and Simon Larkin. Tell us what you do very briefly. What are your titles here?
Do you want to? Oh, okay. So we both lead the church together.
You lead the church.
So yes, but part of my role as well is I run a drop-in for women on a Thursday, which is called Safe Haven Women, and that's for women, any woman in the town. But we started it 12 years ago when we arrived because there were women sitting on the steps just at the front on Robertson Street who were drinking.
Yeah.
And so I just said to them, is there a need, would you say, to have a drop-in for women only? Because I believe there wasn't one at that point in time. I think it was a mixed drop-in. So they said yes, that would be fantastic. So drop-in, that started.
I love that.
And then the other thing we do is, is the Art of the Menopause, which is a support cafe for the perimenopausal women, and that's open to anyone that wants to come, and that's once a term.
I need to talk about that.
Yes.
Unpick that in a bit.
Okay,
if that's
do.
all right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh,
Yeah.
Gosh.
And then obviously we've got a team, so we're part of a team, so I line manage some of the team.
Yeah.
We lead services and speak on Sundays, amongst other things. So yeah, they're the main things.
Wow.
Simon?
So this woman, it sounds like a woman that you don't get to sleep much.
Well, that's another story, yeah. We could talk about that as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Simon, so you're also a lead, and
Yep.
what else do you do here? What as a lead? What do you do?
So I think, lead the church with Sarah. I'm a priest in the Church of England, and my role is with Sarah, oversight of the church, everything that's going on. So we're a church community, but we also do lots of things for the community, the wider community, and so overall vision of the church, finances, strategy, a lot of leading. Spiritual direction, speak on a Sunday, teach from the Bible, and lead services, and everything that goes on with leading this church. Yeah.
And lots of pastoral. We're obviously pastorally talk to people, pray with people, so to give that support as well. Yeah. That's a lot of our work.
So pastoral for me, because when people talk about pastoral care, I always think of they're like almost like outreach as well. They're not just expecting people to come into a church, but they actually go out and do stuff. Do you do much stuff in that way?
Yeah, we largely, a lot of the pastoral work we do is within the church building, but it's for everyone.
Yeah.
So we've got the church impacts around 500 people every week, and those people come in to the church and with various needs, and so we try and help as many people as we can. And so I think mostly happens within our buildings rather than outside of it.
So it's like a multi-purpose hub in that sense. You've got the Sunday stuff, and you've got various groups and activities happening pretty much every day, I guess.
As
because
churches
we've got such a big space. We've over the years we've tried to make it accessible to everyone and have anyone coming in for various different needs, and the children's groups and others that we've already mentioned, and others as well that go on. And so it's a big space, and we want to have it used as much as possible.
Yeah, because everyone's looking for a venue, aren't they?
Well, in this town, absolutely, there's so much going on, and of course, talking of space, the space is going to look very different, isn't it, in a couple of years' time?
Yeah.
You've managed to get money, which
and this is
introduces
Good segue there.
who is, I was going to say the makeover queen of this great building, but I mean,
That's too much pressure.
I don't know. I think considering the size of this building, that would be a crown that you would wear quite happily, wouldn't it?
No, we are so excited. So my name's Lauren, and I am the Heritage Project Coordinator. So I started this position in December, and my role is to kind of facilitate the restoration that's about to start September this year over the next 2 years. So it's a humongous project.
Yeah.
We were on the high-risk heritage register. The church is literally crumbling. If you look around, we've got windows collapsing in and holes that you can put your hands through in certain parts. Yeah. And so it was really important for us that we save this building.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, we've had an amazing team from our church community work on putting proposals together, interpretations to get that grant funding. And last year, September, we were awarded 4.5 million.
That's fantastic.
From the National Lottery Heritage Fund, which is one of the biggest amounts they've given to a church outside a cathedral.
Wow.
So absolutely humongous blessing to us, the community, to the town. And so that will take us off the heritage at-risk register.
That's fantastic. Do you think that's got a lot to do with the fact that you are so involved in the community? If this wasn't home, as you said, Chris, a hub, community hub to so much, do you think you'd have got that money?
Well, I think one of the things the Heritage Fund really appreciated was our wider community involvement, and they're looking to work with partners who are able to reach sometimes like hard to reach audiences for heritage.
Absolutely.
So we're doing a lot of work with people who are here, who are vulnerable and marginalised, and so got just brilliant wider community. So I think that was attractive, and I think also the Heritage Fund would not want to fund a building which then didn't have an ongoing future.
Sustainable.
So there's no point in doing the building up like this and spending £4 million and then finding that it's it's not kept
There's
up.
like 20 people or something coming.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think when you came, was it 12 years ago, you said, or thereabouts, the church was in a different situation. I think the numbers were lower and there was a sense perhaps that was a risk that might have happened. And I guess in many ways, did you come in and almost plant a new community?
We all thought it was derelict. We all thought it was an unused church.
There was a small community here of about probably about 20 people on a Sunday.
Wow.
With a very small choir, and but a very big building, so it was unsustainable, and so I think the Church of England was trying to work out what to do, and it's a beautiful building built by the architect Toulon. It was a rogue Victorian architect, squashed into the centre of the town here, and built in 1858. But over many years had been really crumbling and was at risk. And as Lauren said, the aim of this project is to try and get it off the at-risk register, which it will do. All the stonework will be repaired. Lots of changes inside as well. So I think the Heritage Fund were really keen to, I think it did make a difference that our wider community involvement, it felt like it would be an ongoing concern.
You're like a heartbeat here, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's gone on, because we've done it for 12 years, it's almost, we've proved that it can actually sustain. And I think that's probably been helpful. If we just arrived and done 2 years, maybe that would be a different story. But because we've been here for a long time and have managed to, with this incredible community of people here, who it's not just us, you know, we've got a whole community of volunteers who are really, we couldn't do it without them. So it's really wonderful to see that we've managed to get the money, because I think it's because of that really.
And I think, Chris, you're right, it's a church plant. So when we came, a few people came with us from Brighton, moved here, and got jobs here in order to try and go, let's try and see if we can have, see in the centre of this place, a place where people are non-religious and young will want to come and be part of this church community. When I came, I sometimes go out on the streets around and say, do you ever get to church? I'm a vicar. And people say, no, I'm not religious. And by that they'd mean, I don't really want to be in a church or have much to do with church. But we always felt, if you said to people, do you want to belong to a loving community? Do you want to find purpose for your life and make a difference to others? Most people would say yes to that.
Sure.
And so that's really what we're hoping people can find. They can find purpose for their life, belong to a loving community and make a difference to others. And so I think that's why the sort of engine for the now like much bigger community, and people are really, and then out of that growing community, where as some people were then said, okay, let's try and get the building fixed, but we had to get the community sorted. You can't just fix a building. You need to work on the people and
foundations of the people.
So I guess asking the right questions, isn't it? As you say, not do you want to come to church, but what are you looking for in life in a broader sense? And had you done that elsewhere? So you said you came to Hastings from I don't know where, but had you set up a model of this kind in another town? Have you
No, we'd been part of church plants previously, Sarah and I, not leading them.
Okay.
I'm fascinated by the church plant aspect. You know, so you're just you parachute in and see if it will work. What if it doesn't work?
Yeah, well, I mean, church plants don't always work, but we're part of a church planter network around the country. There's a lot of churches in city centres or town centres that has had a great past and are now either empty or very small numbers of people. And but we believe that God's still working. He hasn't died.
Yeah.
He wants to see the church alive, and with people who love him and want to follow him, and he will work. He will work and change people's lives, just like he's been doing for 2,000 years. And that will be an attractive thing. And those people, if they're loving and kind, other people want to just be part of that as well. So we've got a church community of quite a few hundred now, but we've got, as you said, all the people who come to tots, and they're not part of our church community, but they love being here on a Friday morning with all the toys. We've got like so many toys out, and they have a great time.
They do.
And a few of them come to a church, but most don't.
And I guess there's crossover. So the 500 is the church on a Sunday, or is that the overall number of people who come through in the week?
Yeah, that would be the Sunday service, which is at 10:30.
So that's
Sunday.
500 people?
Not on the Sunday.
Okay.
That's just, we get about 300 probably.
It's not a huge number.
And then the
large
rest,
to
that's
grow
with kids and youth as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then that covers Safe Haven Men, which is on a Monday morning, which is a drop-in for men. That covers Safe Haven Women, the TOTS programme on a Friday, probably the youth programme on a Wednesday and Thursday, those sort of things. So it's impacting that many.
Okay. It's probably more than 500
Yeah,
now.
probably is actually.
It's an impressive figure, isn't it? And given that you said 20 odd people were here when you came, did those people stay? Are they still here? So are they
We've got
core
one or
of
two.
people around?
Nigel was just playing the organ just now. He's been at the church since he was about 13.
Wow.
A couple of them. Others didn't. I mean, we brought in a different style of service. We've got
You can
guitar,
see.
You
drums.
can see the kit.
We've got the kit. We set up a keyboard. When we arrived, we set up the keyboard. We didn't have anyone to play the keyboard, but we thought we were going to buy a keyboard, and one day somebody will come in and they can play the keyboard.
You build it, they come.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we've got now on a Sunday we've got a full band.
Did you shift the shape of the church as well, physically?
Yeah.
So did you reorient it? Because I remember coming years ago to, I think, one of the lunchtime concerts that used to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all sat facing that way.
Yes, because there were pews here.
And there were pews,
Yeah, there were pews. But when we first arrived, we were facing actually that way. Because we were a smaller amount of people. We just faced in that section of the church. But then we had permission to get the pews out so that we could fit more people in.
Sure.
Because it wasn't very versatile for all the different things that we wanted to do in this space. So we were facing that way. And then once the pews had come out, we started to face this way because it seemed a bit more natural at that point. But when we have the church revamped, refurbished, we're going to do it in a different way. So we're going to be facing that way. It means we can fit more people in. We can use, if you're looking that way, we can use that beautiful chancel. No one can see that as we're speaking here, but there's a beautiful chancel area which is over there, which is where the choir would have sat.
Exactly.
That's going to be a much more usable space as well. So it's to really make this space much more versatile for the community.
And it can change its
uses. And it can change,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a listed building, Lauren, isn't it? So
Grade
I guess
2.
in terms of how you negotiate with the church authorities, how you deal with historic England, all of that stuff has to kind of honour the fixtures and fittings, but actually create something that lasts in a different age.
Absolutely.
How did you negotiate that?
Oh, well, actually, the diocese have been fantastic. They've been so supportive. And again, I think it's because they see our community, the amount of people that, we reach out to. We are such a vibrant church. And, this building, I mean, I loved your description that you saw all the mums and dads, forming round the street to come into TOTS. And that was my experience too. I am from London. I moved here 3.5 years ago. And I was having a coffee outside Hanushka one Sunday. And all of these people filed out of the Robertson Street doors. I thought, I'd never seen anything like it before. I thought, well, there must be a craft fair going on or something. I'll go have a look. And it was a typical Sunday service. And so, yeah, I think, you know, the grade 2 listed of the building, yes, we are incredibly sensitive towards that. You know, our heritage is incredibly important, and we're keeping that. But as Simon and Sarah said, pews came out, you know,
Working
they weren't
building.
accessibly friendly, they were incredibly uncomfortable. And now, you know, having those removed, it opens up the space. And with the restoration works that will start, it's also going to make the space much more accessible to those. We're lowering the floor back to the original height. So it's still minor, but it does mean that, again, for accessibility, and
The Victorian tiles.
the Victorian tiles.
That's going to be
You
lovely.
can see, I mean, it's all
It's gonna be
boarded
stunning.
up, but
Yeah.
that will all be restored.
So it's all going to be uncovered and revealed.
Everything's
Yes,
going to be
exactly.
revealed.
Yeah.
It's going to look beautiful.
You're going to record this as you go through, because it's a great story, isn't it? It's kind of George Clark territory, isn't it? You know, the recovery of a building.
I'd have a what do you call it? We've got the double fast or whatever it is camera here.
Get like a GoPro and do
Yeah.
time
Yeah, so
And
you
be
can
great.
see in 2
Time-lapse,
years.
that's
what
the
happens.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
double
be
fast
incredible
is
to
not
see
the
that.
People would love it, wouldn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
and also yes. I mean, it's fascinating.
And it will close for a time, obviously, for a couple of years.
couple of years.
Where do you go?
Well,
Wow, that's a story, isn't
Wow,
it?
that's a story in itself.
So you're not closing down, obviously.
No.
But is there a chance for people to come in before it closes? Obviously, if September, is it? That's when it.
September, you know, we are on schedule, we are on programme. So the building will be handed over to main contractors September. So you'll see scaffolding will go up.
So all of that stuff will happen.
Around the building, and
So come in before, isn't
yeah,
it?
so
Yeah,
people
definitely
come
come
in
before.
come in and check it out. But what happens when that happens?
what happens when that happens?
Yeah, so we are relocating for a couple of years, and on a Sunday we're going to be in His Place Church,
Oh, right.
which is just about 50 metres away.
Exactly.
Yards down the road.
They're very
Henry Ward
kindly
Hall.
allowing us
Yes,
to
exactly.
use
Yeah.
their church there.
Fantastic.
And some of our community activities will be relocating to different places. Our TOTS program is going to be smaller, but it will be in what we're calling HTH House, which is the old Holden's building.
Yes, directly opposite.
Just opposite.
Okay.
So we're doing that up gradually. And we've got a Safe Haven.
Safe Haven will be in the church. We call it HTH Hall, which is the old Tabernacle building, which is opposite ESK.
Okay.
Yep.
That's going to have Safe Haven Men on a Monday and Safe Haven Women on a Thursday. So it's going to be a very different feel, because obviously it's a much bigger space, but we didn't want to stop it because we find it's very important to keep going. We want to keep that.
Continuity is absolutely essential. Isn't it?
And it's all in the same space, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's not
almost like an
far from
octopus,
each
isn't it?
other.
Your tentacles
Yeah.
reach into new buildings
Yes.
and I guess
Yeah.
make new friends, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've run a Ukrainian sanctuary already in HH Hall opposite ESK, so that will continue there. And we run an employability program called SPEAR for people who are not in education, employment or training, 16 to 24-year-olds, and that's going to be in HH House as well. So we're going to be still in this America Ground, Trinity Triangle area, but just move out of here.
Did you say for 2 years?
2 years.
Roughly 18 months.
Might be a
2 years.
bit less, but we're thinking 2, aren't we?
Yeah.
Realistically.
And you're
yourself some
spearheading this massive kind of
Are
set
you
of Gantt
project
charts and what
managing?
have you. Yeah.
Project managing to some extent. We have a fantastic team that work alongside us. So really they are the big project managers. And obviously we have an amazing architect team too. But internally for us, alongside, I've got 2 colleagues, Jerry and Graham. Between the 3 of us, we're sort of, spearheading that project, from us inside the church. But there is a lot to get sorted, to organise. Obviously, everything that you see currently in the church has to come out. So I'm on a humongous decant programme, finding spaces for some of our lovely items to go and live for a couple of years. Whilst the works are going on, not only externally but internally, the contractors will be using the inside space essentially as their kind of office and storeroom, which is why we've had to move out. Sure. But yeah, it's a huge program, but we're on track. We're super excited. And then when we come back in, it's not drastically going to, I say it is going to look different, but you know, structurally nothing is changing. Yeah. But the main thing is that, you know, some of the stained glass is all going to be fully restored. Wow. Some of the windows fully have to come out and have specialist conservation and be put back in. You know, there's
Heating.
We're going to get brand new, well, I say brand new heating. Our boiler and systems are being upgraded. Yeah. Year on year, our heating breaks typically just before Christmas service. Without fail, it will just go kaput, and we're all sat here on Christmas morning
huddling
in scarves and puffer jackets. And
the candle on the orange.
Chris Dingle.
Orange. Yeah.
But yeah, that will all be fixed and upgraded. Yeah. So yeah, it's just going to be a huge blessing to the community.
So it's a kind of 100 years of continuity or whatever, which I guess gives it much of the time it's already had. Things like loos are often a problem, aren't they? In churches as well.
We're going to have new toilets, which we're very excited about.
We've got one toilet here in the building only, and we're getting five new toilets.
In the lower room.
No, 5 is like Premier League.
Everyone is most excited about the loos.
Yeah.
So they're going into our lower room.
And they're going to look gorgeous, aren't they?
They're going to look gorgeous.
We've chosen the colours.
Yeah, we've done many workshops and finishing workshops on toilets.
This is
I think actually been a highlight.
We are quite
Sarah and I
have
really,
but you've
really
been getting
taken
by
to
for
those.
years.
Yeah.
And also get it wrong, and people are quite damning, aren't they? I remember they did the Congress Theatre up in Eastbourne, and the terrazzo was chipped from the 60s. A guy drove down all the way from Glasgow, spent 6 hours trying to match the terrazzo from the 60s. Yeah. And it sounds dull as ditch, but actually it was one of the most exciting afternoons to get it right.
It's the detail.
And it's the fine point.
And that's it. So
and I also think we need to do something well. And we want it to look really beautiful rather than just having a functional toilet. Let's make it look really beautiful for people that are coming in. Because this whole building is going to look absolutely beautiful. Why don't we make the toilets beautiful? And I think it shows care then, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So no pews obviously coming back in. So what are you doing for seating? How will you do that?
Well, we currently have...
You do?
You see the stacks and stacks of normal chairs. So we'll continue using those. Practical, and it means we can put them away because it is such a multi-use space.
It's not just being open space that you adapt each time for whatever.
But because stage is moving over to this orientation, the production desk that you can see will be moving over here into the south aisle. That's going to open up all of that area in the chancel. We'll be opening up the chancel
that was going to be my question.
For guests
because
and visitors.
I'm a choir member of 3 choirs actually, and that is a very important place. Is it used by choirs now?
No, not at the moment, but in future it'll be much more accessible. And then also
the acoustics are
beautiful in there.
Beautiful. Yeah.
We've also got a really interesting piece of artwork which is called a Missal, which is a prayer book by Edward Johnston. He's a calligrapher, the founder of modern calligraphy.
Oh, wow.
And that will be displayed. We've had it in our keeping for decades, but not out on display. And he did the artwork, the font for the London Underground.
So super famous, you'll all know
the red signal as well.
Exactly.
And the Missal was his thing, the piece of work he was most proud of. And it took about 6 months, and it's intricately designed and with incredible detail. And so that's going to be on display. And so I think for the people of Hastings and people visiting from other places, it'll be a really interesting thing to come and look at. It'll be digitalised, you can see the page turning, and that will be on display here, as well as the War Memorial, which is incredible. And that is a really unusual War Memorial with contemporary figures by local artists. from when it was created, and
It's behind here.
That's
Behind
behind.
this black.
So that will come on
Yeah.
display as well. So we hope that this will be a place where more and more people from Hastings can come and see, and
So it can
it'll
be a
open much more.
destination beyond spiritual.
There
Yeah,
are
it's
many
and
hidden
tops.
treasures.
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah, and tourists as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that thing about
Yeah.
the missile and the guy who did the underground roundel.
Yeah.
I
Be a
mean,
destination.
we're a
Yeah.
town, aren't we, of graphic designers? We're an arty
Yes.
town.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This will have traction.
Definitely.
Yeah. And for schools as well.
Yeah.
So getting the kids in to have a look and see, and just to, was it 40 angels around here? There's a lot of angels anyway. I'm not sure if it's on the outside as well as the inside.
I want to see that now I'll get caught out, but 25 around the chancel arc there.
Yeah.
But there is one that's flown off and is
Oh,
on
wow.
one of these pillars. And that's what we say to the children.
Yes.
So
Go
there are
find
actually lots of beautiful details.
Yeah.
There are
And
carvings.
again, when we reopen, we're going to have a lovely children and families ecology trail where you can go and spot all of these things and draw them yourself, and can you find the flown angel, things like that. But there's lots of incredible sort of hidden treasures that we'll be able to sort of tell everyone about and invite people to come and look. And
It'd be a great
So
tour, wouldn't
see
it,
for
actually?
themselves.
Yeah, just tell
Yeah.
the story of the building.
It's
And
super
I
exciting.
think Christchurch did that. They got some money from HLF, Heritage Lottery Fund,
Yeah.
and they trained up a set of community storytellers, effectively.
We will be doing
and you'll
that
be doing the
too.
same,
Yeah,
actually.
so
There's going to be lots
Yeah.
of new volunteer opportunities, which, anyone locally who's interested in our history and heritage, we would love for them to come and see us. And later on in the year, we'll be talking about that a lot more and engaging with those who are interested to, come and be our heritage tour guides,
Yeah, and I think people can come into the building and they can find community, they can find history and interest, but also they can find faith if they want to.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things interesting about your story, Lauren, is you were sitting in Anushka looking, and you're not from a church background at all.
I'd never been in. I'd been into a church, but I, didn't
Beyond
have,
tourism.
yeah,
you haven't been.
didn't have faith before I moved here to Hastings, and it was that curiosity of all of those people coming out of that church. What's going on over there? And a couple of weeks later, I walked in here one Sunday. It was Harvest Festival.
It's a
And
great
it
time
was,
to come.
I had no idea it was Harvest Festival, but it was so joyous in here. And there was about 250 people, children running around. And I remember sitting at the back, listening to you talk, Simon, not knowing what on earth you were talking about, but having a lovely time.
Yeah.
And I just had the warmest welcome and, made, some connections and friends. And I just thought, this is really nice. And
Come back.
I'll come back. And that's sort of, for me, that's where my faith journey started 3 years ago. And now I've very much firmly become part of the community.
You sound like part of the F&F now, fixtures and fittings.
And,
now, aren't
and
you?
now I'm working.
And now you're kind of
for
going to
the
save
church,
the, or
which is,
help save the building.
But
yeah.
I think, regardless of, I guess, what people's beliefs might be, it is that sense of community here. And, you might not have faith, you might be curious. I certainly didn't know anything about the Bible or Jesus, but it really, for me, it was the community here is so warm and inviting and multi-generational.
Can you come for the community?
Absolutely.
The reason I'm asking that question is
Yeah.
because it's often the thing that I'm a very spiritual woman, and I've been a very spiritual woman all my life. Religious, not so much, but I love going to church services to feel what's going on. And sometimes I need to dip into that. I need to dip into that level of community feeling, because I can feel very disconnected. And it's happening right now, actually. I can feel really disconnected to what's going on in the world. And I think it's possibly self-preservation, fear. It can be lots of different reasons as to why that happens. But walking into a church, I am often, in fact, I get the boys who walk up and down doing their ministry from the, what are they called? The Jehovah's Witnesses, I think. And they come and they start, and I admire the ministry. I really admire the ministry. I think it's great. You've come from another country. You're really committed to what you're doing. But sometimes that can be quite overwhelming for somebody who doesn't feel that religion is part of their life, and they can be staunchly against it. So if you walk into, it's really got your interest, hasn't it? You're like, oh yeah, this is exactly where we're going. If you walk into a church, because I had some very awful experiences at a local church, and I swore I'd never go back in. And because what happened inside the church, when they got to the gates of the church, completely changed. So there was lots of yes. Got outside, they were mean. And it's like, what happened between when you were sitting there listening to that the testimony, when you were listening to what was going on, and you were listening to the priest and the vicar, but outside, all of a sudden it changed like that. And I couldn't get my head around that duplicity. So a lot of us in this town have had that sort of experience or similar experience, and are a bit worried about walking into a church. So if I wanted to come into the church, would I be? You just said I'd be welcome.
Absolutely.
And would I be expected to do a lot of the things that people are afraid of happening in a church? Having to learn about things, having to follow Jesus, for instance. Will I be expected to do that? Or is that something that happens organically inside a person? I'm just going to throw that question. It's a very existential question. And my husband gave me we've only got a few minutes left.
Okay.
So I just want to throw that out there, because I think it's an interesting question to.
Well, I think to answer your question directly, we have all kinds of people coming into our church. We have some people coming in who are part of our church community, really atheists, or
that was my question.
From other who follow other religions as well. So everyone's welcome. And I think one of the things that we find that when people do come in who haven't been to church for a long time or whatever at all, they often said that they felt like one of our slogans is "Welcome Home," and people say, "Oh, I felt at home. I felt welcomed when I came in." Within all of us, we've got a spiritual longing. There's feel like, there's more to life than just the material. There's something, and when you go into a church, we were talking about that earlier. It's like it's built for elevating, saying there's something bigger. Absolutely. And so we say everyone's welcome, and you can join in as much or as little as you want. And some people like Lauren come in from a non-church background. You did Alpha, which is for people who want to explore faith with others, and you find yourself trusting in Jesus, and that's made a massively positive difference to you.
Absolutely,
other people don't go through that same journey, but everyone's equally welcome.
I would say as well, when Lauren first came in, she we do a lot of things together. So it's not just a team of us who are part of the smaller team are doing all the work here. So when Lauren came in, she helped with the chairs, for example. So it's just things like that that make people feel, I can do the chairs. That's something I can actually do, or I can help with the cafe, or I can help with the welcome. You know, we're doing this all together.
Collaboration.
Exactly.
And it's grounded, isn't it? So if someone would come in at the back and they don't know anyone and they've never been, would someone come and greet them?
Absolutely.
They wouldn't stand there. That awful moment, isn't it? When you think everyone seems to know what they're doing.
One of us, dear.
And there's that silence.
Yeah,
And I think I've often sat outside at Stooge on a Sunday with one of my kids, and the it sounds like a concert's going on.
Yes.
And for the pure music thing, I thought, it'd be quite cool just to go and have a coffee at the back. But so if I did that, no one's going to turn around and say you couldn't kind of listen to the
You
song.
could even bring your stooge coffee and come and sit.
Well, that
you
would
know.
be even better.
No, I just think,
Actually, there are other coffee shops, of course, but we love Stooge.
People do that.
Yeah, they do.
You know, week on week, we do. You know, we get passers-by that hear the music, hear the band, and think, what's going on? I mean, sometimes I think people have this perception of church that it's quite high and there's rules to follow, and you know, we're not like that. We are a sort of big family community church where if you are interested, or you think, what is that? You know, you just come in. And actually last Sunday we had one of the local groups of school kids, you know, who are on their trip from Germany or France. Language students, that's it. They all sort of filed in, looked, and you know, they stayed for about 3 minutes, and then they all went again because they wanted to know what was going on. And I think, you know, we see that a lot. People come in, they'll, you know, sit down at the back, you know, for a few minutes, 10 minutes, and then they'll get up and leave. It's that invitation. It's as Simon and Sarah said, you can make of it what you wish, and you can.
So you have an open door policy, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting, it's quite a young church, so we've got a lot of children. We've got brilliant children's groups for families, and so lots of ways children can make friends with each other, and also a lot of youth as well. So if you come in, if you're a youth, you'll find friends here. And
we've seen that grow.
Yeah, we have grown
hugely
over the last year or so.
Over the last couple of years.
So, but every demographic, we've got 88
babies to
year olds,
90s,
and we've got a lot of babies and everything in between. So that's the other thing. I think people, again, apart from what we're saying about looking for something more than themselves, increasingly in our society, there are less places to go where you can just be part of a wider family, an extended family. If you want to go to the tennis club, you have to pay and be able to play tennis. Pubs are closing down, and so this is a place which is totally free, and everyone's welcome, and it's multi-generational and multicultural, and it's just it reflects this sort of wider Hastings, I think.
I love that.
It's your line, isn't it? Come in and have a lovely time.
Yeah.
Great strap line, actually. I think it is that sense of ease that people don't need to get anxious, as it were, in an age where increasingly people are anxious. I think.
And I think, you know, coming here, we love Hastings, and I think our message to people here, you know, is it's a beautiful town. All towns have got challenges. But it's a great town, and we want to be part of making this town better, being a positive influence here.
One last question.
Yeah.
What made you choose Hastings? Because you weren't from here. So, and that's not you're not from here. No, that is no. But none of us are from here.
Exactly.
Well, we were looking to be in a church in the centre somewhere on a high street, and so when we were asked to come down here, we were asked the question, is it in the centre, is it on high street? And the answer was yes to both those questions. So that's kind of, I think, our love for Hastings, and we believe God loves Hastings as well, and so we want to be part of.
God smiles on Hastings.
He loves Hastings. And actually the church is to be, the whole point of a church is to be a blessing to the town. So we really believe, it is the heartbeat, you use that word, we really believe this is a heartbeat here of God's love to reach the town, because we believe that's what the whole point of a church is to be a loving community that can reach out to many people here who are finding life really difficult. And a lot of us do, but we can support each other.
In a town that is quite amazing in so many ways. I think it's quite an exceptional place.
It's exceptional, but it is full of wounds. It's full of trauma.
So true.
It's got so many, and it draws people. We are the end of the country. And it
end of a line.
The end of a line, literally, exactly. And it feels like people tumble down, and they end up here, and they literally end up here. In every sense
and people were sent here, weren't they? Even in the 80s, people were literally shipped out out, and I think now people are choosing to come.
We were a sanctuary, we were an overflow for, I think it was Lambeth, but definitely Tower Hamlets. Yeah. And so people were just literally, well, you can go there.
Just
go there. Yeah. And to me, when you need a place that, I mean, people come here and they say, I don't know what it was about here. I was pulled, or I came for the day and I couldn't move away. I had to come back, like you said.
That was my exact story. I'd come down here maybe 6 years ago prior. I actually, I was a producer and I shot a campaign down here on the beach for a fashion brand. And I to be honest, I didn't think much of Hastings. It didn't, we sort of came and went. But
what did you feel?
But yeah, there was,
a different
many years later, I was looking to move out of London, and I thought, I've just got to go to Hastings. My family thought I was mad. Yeah. They said, but why? We don't know anyone there. I said, I can't tell you. No. But whatever is next for me is in Hastings.
There are no words. It's definitely a feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's got the most incredible feeling here. For me, that it was a kind of spiritual calling. I didn't know what that was.
It's a kind of rightness of being, isn't it? And it's impossible to put in words because it's different for different people. But I think you either get it or you don't. And some people I've bought just don't get it, and that's fine also.
Some people come and don't get it, and they end up leaving. They get, I don't know why. Why did you bother? But the people who do bother, and you can really feel that connection, can't you?
I think for us, when we first came down here, we thought, oh, this is very different to what we're used to. Shepherd's Bush, I used to Shepherd's Bush and loved London. But actually, the more we came down here, we just suddenly got a love for it, the love for this town, for the people. And we could see the potential in this church. And so we suddenly thought, wow, there's something really special here, didn't we? And so, I really get what you're saying. There's something about Hastings that is really special. Yeah. And I think, God knows that.
Definitely.
Did you want to talk about the menopause campaign?
Very briefly. Yes. Very briefly.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Tell
so
us.
The reason there's 4 of us that started that up. Yeah. We called it the art of the menopause just because we don't want it to be a negative thing. Absolutely. Because some people sail through it and some people struggle. I struggled. So and of the people that I'm doing this with, some of them sailed through it, some didn't. But we thought, let's start something. Let's start talking about it a bit like, Davina's been talking about it for ages. But we thought, why not talk about it in the church? Because there's lots of us women who are going through the peri phase, menopausal phase, post-menopausal, blah, blah, blah. Let's all talk together and chat and make it open so people can just not feel on their own, suffering with it. And so that is as simple as that. We just meet once a term. It's an information giving. We get local people coming in speaking about various nails, hair, food, and exercise, mental health. Yeah. We've got, we've had specialists who work in GP practices coming, and just let's have it as an information giving, but also some supportive group where we can chat about things. It
affects everybody.
It affects the men as well as the women.
Exactly.
And so that's the reason. We just want it to be an open place for people to come and talk. Whether they've had a really easy time, difficult time, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, all of that.
It finishes as well, by the way, is what you can end up with. You don't stay in it. It's a phase. Yeah. And I think it's really important, and it's stopped being a taboo. Thanks to Davina.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
Yeah, she's done a great job. Yeah. Thank you for that. Who knew inside a church?
I know.
You would have these facilities. It's just brilliant. You have shocked me today in the best possible way. Honestly, it's in a really, really good way. Oh, I love that. I did have the write-up because Emma gave me the write-up. But it's like, no, really? And then you tell me. It's just marvellous. I love it.
Well, thanks for all you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
promoting our town.
I know. It's brilliant that you're doing this.
What's going on. It's really, really
it's important.
It's very important. It's a real pleasure. It's hard work.
It's a privilege as well, isn't it? To hear seriously, the stories are so different that actually you go to different places. It's really great when we're on the road now, isn't it? that you get to hear different snapshots of this town that reveals itself in so many exciting ways.
Absolutely. It gives us license to talk to everybody.
Yes.
It's
Well,
really
we're nosy
great.
anyway. We're hideously nosy, but it also means we...
Oh, darling, we're curious.
We're curious. Actually, no.
Say nosy.
No, nosy's good, isn't it? Actually.
Call it what it is.
But it also means that the confidence of the town goes up as well, because that was an issue, wasn't it, a few years ago? People used to almost apologise, it's only so-and-so. Now I think what people see is this rich mix in food, architecture, faith, music.
Yeah.
Pretty much
It's
we've
all
got it,
happening.
haven't we, across the
yeah,
board?
we've got everything. Yeah.
There we go.
We're very lucky.
So lucky.
Thank you so much. This has
No,
been
thank you.
lovely.
Thanks
It's
for
been
coming.
great to
I'm gonna
have
have to
you
come
in the building. It's
Yeah. No, it's wonderful.
You
You
have to
bring my
come back.
Stooge coffee in
Yeah,
one
grab
day.
Steve,
You gotta
come in here on a
He's
Sunday.
enjoyed
door.
singing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
My
the
macchiato
the
would
band
be-
and worship on a Sunday is amazing. And I can't sing for toffee,
Everyone
but
says
I
that.
love singing.
You see, that's my fear, that someone's going to say...
no,
one's gonna hear you.
it's all
No,
loud
no,
enough,
but
so
it's
no
the
one
school
can hear
thing.
you.
Yeah.
So I'm tone deaf.
Simon is tone deaf, but he doesn't care. He just goes for it.
He just
and I love
sings.
that.
You
It's
sing
quite
for your
loud.
joy.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
brilliant.
can't hear me because the band.
Lose your
Yeah.
din in the beautiful noise. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's no one cares. You're just having a lovely time. We've had a lovely time today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very
Chuffed to
much.
bits.
Beautiful. No,
Absolutely
really,
chuffed
really
to
glorious
bits.
session, actually.
Yeah, it's been a really good one. So thank you. I'm going to cheers you.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
come on. I
So-
love that. I can't
I
add
love
up
this.
today.
Our
There
town
we- Our town has...
has.
Town
Come
has
on.
plenty.
Yes,
Plenty.
it does. Our
Come
town has
back.
plenty.
There we go.
There we go.
Did we do you?
Has plenty.
Woo. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, everybody. I'm going to ding that out actually because I have to.
We're done. There we go.
Wow. Here we are. So we're in between the shout-outs section of Wednesday. So we're week 17, season 3 of Our Town Has Plenty. And we are very lucky to have been approached by you, Cheryl White.
Yes.
You said, I've got something to talk about.
I
Can I
do.
come on and talk about it?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
Oh, we love
Fantastic.
it. We love this.
We love it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, it's exciting. Yeah.
So, highly inflammable.
Yeah.
I saw Rachel McCarran when she was filming this.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was- she was in it, putting up posts about actually getting immersed in this part, and she made a point of Facebooking it, and it was brilliant. And then it went quiet.
Yeah.
So, Cheryl White, highly inflammable.
What's
Talk to
happened?
us. What's happened?
Tell us your story.
Tell us your story.
So yeah, we started filming it in 2022.
Yeah.
And we did quite a lot of the film. Actually, we pretty much finished the film.
Yeah.
And I then started talking to a couple of producers, and they started to say, actually, this is a bigger film than what you think it is. And we
good to
then
know.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I started making it just out of lockdown, and I thought, right, I'm going to get. Actually, I adapted it from a play that had been on at St Mary in the Castle. I don't know if you remember. It was like 2017 when that play was on. Then after lockdown, I was just like, I need to make something easy. I need to make something local. I'm just going to adapt this for the screen, and we'll get a load of local cast and crew. And I knew Rachel from the play; she was in it.
Yeah.
And we'll just do it.
Yeah.
And then we did it. And then I started going, right, how am I going to get this out into the world? And started talking to these producers, and they went, hang on a minute, this could be really big. And I went, okay, how do we make it big?
Yeah.
And there were all these things, and it was just kind of like, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do all these sorts of things. And 4 years later, here we are. And actually, one of the big things was we need a named cast. We needed money for the music. And then when looking at the script and what we'd filmed, there were just a few scenes and a few little holes, and we thought, well, actually, we could probably do a couple more days filming to plug those holes and just kind of make it a bit smoother, really.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. So yeah, we're currently crowdfunding. We are crowdfunding for 2 days shooting local. We've got Patsy Kensett on board now.
Patsy Kensett.
Wow, big
Patsy
name.
Kensett,
Nice.
yes.
Gosh.
So that was the thrill. We asked her because I thought she'd be perfect for it, and she said yes.
She came straight back and said, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm up
she
for
did.
it.
Yeah, which she was my first choice, and I'd seen her in a film called The Pebble and the Boy, and it just seemed the perfect fit.
And you thought it was her.
Yeah. And then we just sent her the updated scenes, and she went, "Yeah, I'll be in it." So she'll be coming down if we raise the money.
Wow.
So you now need to raise the money.
Yeah.
To make this smoother with Patsy Kensit.
It's just 2 days filming.
Yeah.
Our target is 9,300, and we are over the 8,000 mark. Already.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Well, that's a flying start, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's
we're
so
through it,
good.
honestly. With people they're really engaged with it. The story is pretty cool, actually, I've got to say. So people are just, really engaging with it. Yeah. It's all shot in Hastings. Again, a local crew. Yeah. Obviously not a completely local cast now with Patsy coming down. Yeah. But it's...
well, she's your seasoning, but she's not your main dish.
Without a doubt, yeah. I mean, Rachel is still our lead. Sure. So it's actually split into the 1970s. So the story is about... a friendship. It's about these two teenage girls growing up in the 70s, and one is really into punk, and one is a bit more Olivia Newton-John, into her boys and into her Jackie magazine.
Sure, of course.
But they're best friends until something happens, and then they try to reconnect 40 years later.
Fantastic.
So Rachel plays the main character 40 years later.
Yes, sure.
And Patsy is her kind of a mentor and manager and confidant. It's got a cracking soundtrack. Hot Wax have agreed to come on to it as well.
Okay.
I want to use a lot of local bands
More
as well.
local talent.
It's a real exposure, isn't it, to the town as well?
Absolutely. So, but it's really inspired by polystyrene of X-ray specs, and of course she's
obviously
a
blue plaque
as well.
honoured person in St Leonards.
Absolutely. So it's hopefully, well, we've written a bit of X-ray specs music into the screenplay. We're just working out the rights to that, but we've got a great music supervisor on board as well. So it's lots of energy.
It's going to be a stellar performance.
Another bit of homegrown, fantastic talent.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
How are you raising this money?
Mostly through Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We've got a quiz at the 1200 postcards next Tuesday. We had a lovely screening at the Electric Palace last night where I showed some of the scenes from what we've already filmed.
Oh, so a tempting kind of aperitif.
Absolutely, and a couple of other films that we've been making locally as well, including Dad's Coffin, the one I was just talking about, John. So that was a really nice little teaser because a lot of people that who'd worked on the film or has backed the film, they got to see some of the scenes that we've done. So and we've got a really good response. Really good. We've got a brilliant local production designer, Hattie Spice.
I love Hattie Spice.
Hattie is a superstar.
This town is so full of talent.
Oh, absolutely.
All the people that have just come down the country.
Yeah.
But it's like converge and love, isn't it, for the town? And Patsy's going to do the same, isn't she? She's going to come and she's going to fall in love with us, and Patsy will be a new friend.
Oh, we're lovely, aren't we?
And we are lovely, and we deserve
just super
it.
cool.
Yeah.
We are super, but exactly.
Absolutely.
We can celebrate in every cultural sphere, can't we, effectively?
Definitely.
That's the 19th then, at the postcards on Queen's Road.
Yeah, 1200 postcards,
Nice. And beyond that?
Beyond that, well, I mean, the crowdfunder finishes on the 22nd.
Okay.
So
I've
got just over a week to raise the rest of the money, or I don't get any of it.
So what's that, 1,300 quid you've still got to get, isn't it?
1,300 quid,
1,300 quid
That's a
up
lot,
for grabs.
isn't it? Left.
So, but there are some great rewards. So the way Kickstarter works is you basically pledge to and get a reward. And we've got things like T-shirts. Do you know, I was looking at your mugs thinking we should have done mugs.
Yeah,
maybe I should do an extra
This won't take
reward
long to do that.
to do a mug, because they're really cool.
They are cool.
Everyone loves a mug, don't they?
Yeah,
As well. We all use them.
We've got T-shirts and key rings. You can be an extra. We've actually sold 3 of those, so you can actually be an extra in a scene with Patsy Kensett.
How much is the extra
They
part?
are £500,
£500.
and we
That's
have
great,
sold.
though.
I tell you
we
what,
have
for that
sold
exposure.
3, and you can bring 2 mates.
So 3 for £500?
3 for £500.
So
So
be
you
an
can
extra.
all chuck in 175.
Well, I tell you what, that's pretty special, isn't it?
We've only got one of those left.
So there's
Okay.
one of those left.
We've got, you could be what we call the Malcolm, which is obviously Malcolm McLaren, which is an exec producer, and you get the VIP treatment at the cast and crew screening, and of course a key ring to put in your pocket.
So you can swing that with pride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got the greedy bastard, which is basically everything: the T-shirt, the watch party, the cast and crew screening. I think. If I do a mug, you get the mug, all everything.
And how much does the greedy bastard cost?
I think that's 101, because that was 101 was the band that Joe Strummer was in before.
Oh, of course.
all tied in,
There we are, cleverly
Tying
done.
it all into
Great
the
connection.
You've got the part-time punks, which is I think the key ring. You've got the stick it at you, which is a poster. You get to have a chat with me.
So all
sorts
this
of
is
things.
on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, Kickstarter,
So-
highly inflammable.
Highly inflammable. So we'll put the link to that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be really, really cool.
There is that time factor, isn't there? So do it soon.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
delay.
Yes.
And do the event next week.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got to get this out for tomorrow, so that it's
That's great, though,
Send
isn't it?
it.
Thank you so much.
It's
That's so
much.
exciting.
This is fantastic.
And
Cheryl.
do you know what? It's really important as well. I was listening to Lauren and Simon talking about the community and bringing people together.
Yeah.
And although we're focusing on the funding for this, actually we're also really trying to build our audience.
Yeah.
And that is really important. I love telling people about Hastings. I love telling people about that era. And lots of people are going, oh yeah, that was just like me when I was growing up.
All relatable.
All relatable, and that friendship and stuff like that, and just showing Hastings off. We don't do the kind of bottle alley and pier kind of stuff. We've got these sites that people will go, oh, I know where that is, but
'cause
you
I
wouldn't-
haven't been here a
You need
while.
to know Hastings.
Yeah.
You do need to know Hastings.
So slightly
to
less
know-
obvious, but
slightly less
compelling
obvious.
if you live
the
here.
railway tracks, the kind of the bridges over there, the top of the
yeah.
Carlisle. There's a couple of brilliant things in the Carlisle. So there's all these kind of little, little.
So for all the locals and the psychogeographers, there's loads of stuff.
The less photogenic parts of Hastings as well.
I love
we're
it.
focusing
I
on.
know, this is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, there we go. We're
So-
going to we're going to end up going to the crowdfund, aren't we?
we're going to have to go to the crowdfund.
Well, we'll come to the postcards. Honestly, it's going to be a fun night. They're opening especially for us. They don't
Yeah.
normally open on Tuesday, but Diva's opening especially, and it's going to be a fun quiz. You don't have to know
it's
the
not
answer
for
to everything.
no, it's not for the super nerd.
It's not for
So
the
it's
super nerd.
okay.
It
Don't
is
worry,
just
you're not going to get a
lot of
Paxman type
fun.
treatment.
So
it's going to be
they've got to
live.
cram that full of people.
Yeah, and basically, if you haven't got a team, come on down
Yeah.
because
You can join one.
just join one.
So
As
you'll
you
mix
said,
and match
it's kind of
people if they come
Yeah.
in ones and twos, or
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I love that.
That's the spirit of the day, though, isn't it?
It
About
is.
warmth and friendship and
Yeah.
welcome. So
Yeah.
that's
We'll let you in.
the message, isn't it?
Yeah, if you bring your stooge coffee, well,
Well, you may even, get me out of it. There we go.
Darling, this is amazing. So let's give you our town has plenty.
There we go.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Cheryl.
coming.
Brilliant.
What a morning.
Shout outs for this week. Firstly, a big thank you to those who donated to our coffee pot. It means so much. We've had some really good results actually about what's going on with the podcast. So just a quickie, Coast Restaurant inside Hastings College has done brilliantly since we've done the podcast. People keep walking in and saying, saw you on the podcast. So if you're thinking of using us as a form of advertising for you, it is working. It is now absolutely starting to. I'm so thrilled. Which is exactly why we started it. So yes, thank you to the coffee pot people. You know who you are. We went to VietFresh at the weekend, which is the new Vietnamese restaurant. Have you been in yet?
Is that in the town centre near Nationwide?
It is.
I haven't been there yet,
Next
no.
to Millets. Fantastic. The food is off the charts beautiful. I came out and it inspired me to eat differently, which is really important.
I'll tell you
I need to
what,
eat
that's not
differently.
bad for a lunch,
No,
is it?
absolutely. It's street food. 11 York buildings. We'll put the link underneath. Adam Daly at the Albion is promoting Seafront Vinyl Sessions again on Saturdays from 3 o'clock. They had their first one last week. Apparently it was a blast. This week you've got Michelle Miller, who's in the Longshore Drifters. So if you know Michelle, you know the sort of stuff that it's not going to be all country. I trust me, but she's going to be taking over the Wheels of Steel for the week. And beyond that, you've got DJ Starrer, Remy Vibesman, Andy Gunton, Dave Valentine, Janie Mariner, Peachy Jr. So all of these will be coming up in the future. The Continental Market is going to be here for the weekend, so starts on Thursday, so you'd have missed it by watching this. But it's open on Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Wow,
Yeah.
Sunday as well, which is good, isn't it?
10 till 6 and Sunday 10 till 4. So come and check that out because it's always good to see that. Carol Pryor got in touch. She said, I'm running a new singing course. She said, Sing into Summer at the Clifton Centre, which is the back end of Warrior Square Station.
It's when you're coming in from Eastbourne, isn't it? On that line, it's on that side of the station.
It's the pink one with
It's
the
the pink
beautiful,
one.
yeah,
It's
with
got
all the
butterflies and
butterflies and what else? Caterpillars.
It's nature.
beautiful.
Nature's on there. It's very beautiful.
It's very lovely. So that starts next Saturday. No, this Saturday. I beg your pardon. 11:30 till 1 o'clock. So she's going to be she's going to be running that. That's a course, so it's going to be every week. She was the one who started the first community choir, she tells me, back in 2001. So she's now blowing her own trumpet, which makes me laugh. She's also in the Kin Choir, so they've got a concert on the 21st of June at the Sanctuary Festival at Hastings Museum, because they're doing it there this year. Apropos her courses, she said people can drop in or come to all 6, and if you can pay in cash, £10 per session. So that's a lovely Carol. Congratulations, we've got a few congratulations. Tig May, chuffed to bits to be included in 111 places in Hastings and Wright, the book that you should not miss. It's the book by Norman Miller. So page 72 is her page, The Colourful Beacon of Cultured Mysticism. So well done you. So we can get this book, she says. Oh, did I write that in? No, I did not. So at the bottom, oh yes, it says you can get it from Hastings Old Town in different bookshops. So we'll put the bookshops at the bottom so you can get that. Congratulations to Goat Ledge. The Guardian's recent list of 27
unbelievable, wasn't
best
it?
beach cafes in Europe. Not
just in the UK. I mean, that is a real coup.
I know, it's fantastic. So it's alongside such iconic European venues, is such an honour for them. So they're really, really chuffed, and they are. Some of these places are really iconic. So well done, Goat Ledge. Also, awesome. This is going to tickle Rack's fancy. Anya of Tough Love Records, who were on Bohemia Road, who he never got to, is now moved next to Collective Fictions
on London Road.
On London Road, opposite Department of Joy. So if you go, we saw her painting outside, and I went, we thought this was going to be expanded. She said, yes, I know. There were rumours that Collective Fictions were moving in next door because it was what was used to be Unit 2. She said, I'm here. I've got the lease.
Music and
I know.
And of course Supernature coming back next door as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, it's Dora's, isn't it?
It's Dora's, which opens this weekend. Soft launch this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a corner!
So Dora's Pizza, we had Will on from Dora's Pizza last week. So yeah, so they're opening this weekend. But so there are exciting times ahead. I go back to Tough Love. Just think on if you went inside Unit 2, how big it is. Yeah, just to let you know, I can't tell you what's going to happen because she said we mustn't say. But think about the size of that venue. Think about the size of that being a record shop and what else could happen. So I'm just, I know, I'm wetting the taste buds there.
I like her jumpers as well, actually. Her mum, I think, used to knit the jumpers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's got an amazing knitwear selection.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now I'm interested. You piqued my interest now because I love a jumper, me. I'm a big fan.
Likewise, yeah.
Let's Get It Together. Festival 2026. What am I looking at?
Off the press.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go there, Hastings Punk Choir with Strutty Wutty and Johnny Deptford.
What a great.
There's a free gig at St Leonards Church this Saturday. So if you're going down to the market in St Leonards Church, the punk choir will be there because the lovely Cheryl will also be there. She sings the punk choir. Yes, darling. Thank you. I love that. Let's Get It Together. Yeah. So this is our friend Ian, who's a DJ, and his friends that put this together 2 years ago, and now it's 2026, celebrating dance, music and culture from the 22nd to the 24th of May, so bank holiday weekend. They are going to be in Sauce Pot, Frenchies, The Crypt, Barista and the Shack, Collected Fictions, Oscars, Barnaby's Cocktail Lounge, the Piper, upstairs and downstairs, the She, the Crown House and Black Box. So over that weekend you've got DJs right the way through that weekend. It's going to be incredible, and Three Souls in the Bowl are going to be at the Source, so that's going to be a great whole weekend. So Hastings Comedy Festival.
It's back, isn't it?
It's
Gosh,
back.
yeah.
They're so good. 1st to the 7th of June, the tickets are selling fast. The quality of some of the acts they've got on are very high. Some of the A-listers, Maisie Adam, Tez Ilias, Rosie Jones, Red Richardson, Darren Walsh, the improv group.
Mark Thomas.
Yeah, Mark Thomas. Oh, yes, we're getting there. RH Experience, which we loved. Mark Thomas, Crystal Evans. So it's absolutely fantastic. Get your tickets because they're a lovely, lovely gang. And last but not least, we have the Living Things exhibition round the corner at Project Artworks on America Ground. So they've got, this is ending this weekend, so it's been on since April and it finishes this weekend, so check it out before it finishes.
It's phenomenal, do go.
Is it phenomenal?
Yeah.
So they're representing nature and more about the meaning through it, how it's shaped through mark making and material engagement. But they also have this weekend Little Gate Flowers. So we're going to have Little Gate Farm on very soon, talking about the Bridge Centre. So we're lucky enough to have got a meeting with them, an interview. I'm so thrilled.
What a coup.
Thank you, Andrea. What a coup. So Little Gate Flowers will be there from 11:30 until 2:30 on Friday, and 11 till 3 on Saturday. So you can purchase flowers by the stem, ready-made bouquets, jam jar posies, but go and see, because this whole exhibition is embracing autism and extra SEND needs. So which is absolutely lovely. Yeah, I'm loving it. Is there any more, Patsy? She says. No, I think I covered it. So what a week.
There we go. What a packed schedule.
I know, we packed it.
And loads of good stuff coming up, as always, because we're heading, aren't we, into full season now.
We are, definitely. So next week we have an interview with Becca Horn, our mayor. So that's going to be interesting. So, yeah, thank you for today.
No, thank you for having me.
Awesome. I really appreciate you. And here we are. We're closing now. Oh, it's the end of the show. End of the show. Our town has plenty. Cheers, my
See you
love.
soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye.
There we are.
Thank you for digging us out.
There we go.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
There we go.
Right.
Oh, I've got the...